Okay, and welcome to AI, the cool stuff. It's Friday, 10 a.m. If you missed it, I'm sure you're catching up on YouTube or on the website. As usual, we're gonna chat about some things. I'm glad Ian's here actually because he mentioned a couple of things a couple of weeks ago that I've dug out. So there's but first of all, we'll just quickly go around the room and introduce ourselves. So and I know that we all use, well, you can just mention how you use AI and what's your favorite chatbot chat, as in ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. I think they're the main three. But it's Steffi, let's start with you.
Oh, Steffi Lewis, 31-year veteran web developer, founder and creator of Your PCM, which is all about easy content management, completely supported by AI. Not there to replace you, it's there to support you. That's probably it, really. I use AI all day, every day.
Thank you. Shirley.
Good morning. I'm Shirley. I work in health and wellness, and I make people look good and feel fabulous. My AI experience is through Steffi's Splugit, which I use for my my blogs. I think I'm due to put another one out soon. And I've had a couple of goes at ChatGPT, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, perfect. Andy.
Yeah, Andy from Web Success Insights. Get my teeth in. I help people get more results on their websites, and I tend to use Perplexity and ChatGPT mostly, and finding it quite interesting that certain types of searches come up with completely different things in both, which is raising some SEO questions for various companies about why that might be.
Right. So there's yeah, because I had an argument with Perplexity yesterday because it was telling me that there was I was asking if there was any studies linking statins with short-term memory loss, which there is an inference that it is, but when people stop taking the statins, they get their memory back. But there was it was telling me that yeah, there is some, but it's all a bit flaky. The randomized control trials have said that it's not so. So I said, well, can you tell me what those randomized control trials were then? And it said no, it couldn't. I'd have to look them up. I said, well, how can you tell me that these randomized control trials? You're telling me what these randomized control trials say, but you don't know where they are. So there's a disconnect there. And anyway, in the end, we decided that it didn't really know the complete answer. It was just taking information from Wikipedia and other places and using other people's biased articles to form its own opinion.
Wow.
So
Gosh.
It's kind of a so it is something you need to be aware of. But I mean, I'm not saying it was wrong. It might be right, but I don't know. I mean, I was just trying to find out. So it was, but I could see a hole in the logic, of what it was telling me. So I quite often argue with AIs. I don't know why.
Did I tell you about my argument when I was developing, I think originally your AI, and I thought, and ChatGPT was lying to me? I think I mentioned it.
Yeah.
I said, here's a URL, and it was about Fernando Alonso getting a bit pissed off with the FIA, and he's with Aston Martin at the moment, and it was talking what it generated. It was talking about McLaren when he was back there. It's like 3 or 4 years ago. And I was like, well, this is wrong. And he said, well, no, it's all the facts up to date. I said, well, did you go to the BBC website and read the article? And he said, yeah, of course I did. And I actually said to it, are you lying? And it went, yeah, I can't read web pages.
Yeah.
So I was just like, right, okay. And it was reading what it could based on its cutoff date. And its cutoff date was like a year ago, and it only had information about when he was at McLaren. So it just made up this story about he was pissed, Fernando, who works at who drives McLaren, is pissed off with the FIA for some random reason that it made up.
Yeah.
But I mean, that pushed me into, all right, I'll go to the web page, grab the text, and then give it to you, and you can actually create something out of that. So there was a benefit in the end. But I just thought it was really funny. It was lying to me.
Yeah, because I did ask ChatGPT. I said, "Are you lying to me?" And it says, "No, I'm hallucinating."
It's so funny.
Which is what it calls lying. If it doesn't know the answer and it makes stuff up, it calls it hallucinating. We might call it something else. Ian, tell us about you.
So yeah, I'm Ian Genius, sales without selling. So I have spent 25. Can't you hear me?
Yeah,
a little bit low.
Quite faint.
Mm.
No, not at all. It was just very quiet, as if you were speaking for a funny mic.
Better?
No.
Any better? No.
Yes, now. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, because I've got quite a deep, booming voice. So, I'm Ian Genius, sales without selling. So I've spent 25 years removing selling from sales, finding ways to make it so easy to buy, you don't need to get better at selling. So my passion is teaching reluctant non-sales professionals how to double their sales success in as little as 3 hours without any pushy sales techniques. In terms of AI, I thought AI was for pillocks.
Right.
But like most things, I'm normally wrong. And I realized I was the pillock. So about a month ago, for whatever reason, I decided to go into ChatGPT, and now it's my best friend. I must spend 10 hours a day in one form or the other. I'm the furthest you can get from an expert, but I'm doing my darndest to learn it and keep moving in the right direction, which is why this group's so good, because I've nicked things from you, David, and Steffi, and I have, because I've already implemented them. So let's keep going.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Ian. And I'm when I'm not doing peppercorn, I'm a WordPress guy, so WordPress developer, I guess. So I do know a lot about WordPress, and I also create content, and I create chatbots, which is my new passion, and they seem to be working pretty well at the moment. So I'm quite pleased with the way they're going. So good. And Google likes chatbots, and Google also likes a lot of things, but I mean, yeah. So I'm accessibility as well. If you can get accessibility tools on your website, that's another plus. And if you've got a WordPress website, it is really easy. You can do it in seconds. So that's me, and good. So now we'll talk about some AI stuff, because this week I've been using my go-to one is pretty similar to Andy, actually, is ChatGPT and Perplexity, but I got a free month of Gemini, which is almost coming to an end, and I won't be renewing it because I think we have spoken before. We sort of inferred maybe 6 months ago that Gemini, Google had they were a long way behind OpenAI and Anthropic in terms, and Microsoft. It's kind of and I still think that's the case. I mean, I've been using it to some things. It's okay if you need it to use the web. It's obviously it's linked with Google. It's going to have more resources, and writing sales letters or rewriting. I've got like a piece of content that I need to rewrite in. Sometimes Google does quite well with those, but any general queries and they've got a new, well, it's fairly new. They've got an image generator as well. So I'll just show you my experiences this week with there. So that is being created by Google.
That's nice. Yummy.
But what is it?
Oh, it's puff pastry.
No, it's a French fancy.
No.
I asked it to create me an image of a French fancy, and that's what it came out with. So that was Google. I asked the same question exactly. I just copy and pasted the words into ChatGPT, and it came up with that.
Oh, even better. That is French, and it is fancy.
That is a French fancy. It's not the Mr. Kipling one, admittedly, and then Mr. Kipling isn't really a French fancy. It's just what it's called. But that's a pretty good one. We had this is the one I put on LinkedIn. You've probably seen already. I was talking about bagging up coins. I asked Gemini. This is Gemini. You know, it thinks £20 in £2 coins is 24,000 grams, which is 24 kilos, which is pretty weighty for a bag of coins. I wouldn't mind 24 kilos of £2 coins, admit, you know. But clearly these were all completely wrong. So I've said this is all nonsense. It's made me arguing with the AI again. And you're absolutely right. I think I made a significant error in my calculations. It tells me it has worked out what it's done wrong, but then it says it's going to get them for me, and it doesn't. It just says it's under development and disappears. I asked exactly the same question. I just copied and pasted it into ChatGPT. It came up with all the individual weights for coins, and then it did the bag weights, how many coins are in each bag, all the workings out, which I didn't really need. And it came out with that, which I thought was brilliant, because I could copy and paste that into my notes, and now it's now I can use it anytime in the future. This is another one I did yesterday. This is on Gemini. I've got a client I look after the WordPress side, but she had a problem with emails. So I said I could fix it, but she didn't know who her host was. So I was on Gemini, so I just dropped it in there just to see what it said. And it did knows the name servers. No, I dropped the name servers in. I put in this whole lot at the top, and it says it can't help me. Basically, it's impossible. Can't be done. There's no definitive public record. Name servers don't reveal the host. I pasted it in.
Well, there's nothing to do.
I pasted exactly the same thing into ChatGPT. They gave me 2 answers instead of 1, and asked me which one I preferred. So I preferred the one on the left. It just tells you straight away. Indicate Sensory Kids is hosted through INS, formerly One-on-One. INS is a popular blah blah blah. And it said, ask me if it wants me to give me the who is, if it wants to look up the who is for me as well. So I thought that was good. That was
Yeah.
So I thought that was I thought that was
So it does beg the question, and I've obviously raised this before. Why would Google unveil such a poor product at the moment? Because it's going to damage their reputation moving forwards with it, or is it just there as a smokescreen? I don't know what. I can't understand what they're thinking.
No, because it only seems okay for language, you know, like for wording stuff, or
Yeah.
I mean, it does create. I mean, it will create a blog. I mean, whether it's, I don't think it's better or worse than anything else and things like that. But it's for actual other, you know, this sort of thing is for me is what I've keyed in there is quite useful. You know, like sort of finding out, just keying in a web name and it giving me the hosting information, because that's kind of thing is what I do quite a lot, and I use who is quite a lot and things like that. So I need to, because I need to find out.
I'm not trying to get my revenge, but I think you're a bit quiet relative to everyone else. You're thinking you're only saying this because I look like a pillock a few minutes ago, but you're a bit quiet.
Okay, let me. How's that?
David is quiet anyway.
Let me just. What does that sound like?
Oh, miles better. I can hear you now. Just say all that again.
You're such a monkey, Ian.
No, you draw me in anyway. I love that post with the coins because it was just utter nonsense. If you didn't have a rudimentary understanding of numbers, someone could have just thought that was the truth and ploughed on.
No, yeah. So they tried to get 24 kilograms of £2 coins in a little bag.
Yeah.
It weighs about 100 and something grams, actually. But it's 24 kilos is substantially more.
Just a quick one. When you produce the art in both cases, do you ever ask for a particular style of artist to create those lifelike? Do you add an extra prompt for that?
You could do, yeah. You could ask it to create the prompt for you, or you could just be more specific. But I thought French Fancy was a well-known sort of cake. So,
but in terms of getting that lifelike, do you have anything to encourage it to give you a lifelike picture rather than a cartoon or something?
You can specify that. Yes, you can ask for cartoon. It will normally, these days, it will give you more lifelike if you just say nothing.
Right.
So it will, or real life, as it called, Whereas I think if you ask for a cartoon version, it will give you a cartoon version, or if you do, lots of other versions as well. Now, I know the other week you were asking for like was it you, Ian? You were interested in storyboards.
Yeah, it was consistent imaging. If you want to tell 4 or 5 pictures in a row, let's say it was a conversation between 2 characters, it's no good if every time the character's 3 stone heavier and now he's got a great big beard, and then he's like, every one is different. Even when you go on the consistent imaging sites, there's no consistency.
No.
Or I can't get it to work. Again, it could be my frailties, but I just can't get the bugger to work.
No, it's that they're not there yet. It's one of the things we know they got to do for video generation. But this is something we looked at a few months ago. It's called Katalist.ai. That's Katalist.ai. And you can, I've generated several storyboards, if you like. So you can key in, you can upload a script or paste in a script, or you can generate a script from one line of your code, and then it will ask, you can then it will give you a load of characters to use, or you can upload your own characters, and it will then use them throughout the script.
Can I just interject with something? I know I've mentioned it before, right? I said, I think before, if you had a little PDF with just a link to some of these exciting, because you've done the donkey work and you've sifted through the crap and you found these fantastic sites. They might not be for everyone, but you've given them a head start. If there was a PDF with that, because the number, and on the same PDF it had a link to this meeting, the number of people I would speak to in a week had said, hey, I'll send you something. It's got some fantastic links to AI and a fantastic Friday meeting. I'd be chucking it out 10 times a week.
All right. Yeah.
Because I always write these things down on a scratty little piece of paper. 2 minutes later, I can't find that scratty piece of paper anymore. And I'm going, knackers, what was it David said about that site?
Yeah. No, you're right. Okay. Yeah. I'll generate that. So this gives you, so this is, I can't remember exactly what I used, but it was like, there are some errors in here. But you can regenerate the individual images when they're not right. I asked us to do the story of the Viking raid on Lindisfarne. So you do have, it's created a story in so many things, and I guess you could use this as a YouTube video with voicing over the words. I would probably, you could work on the words, but as long as you have the images going through, that's fine. The only one that was really duff on this one was the long ship sails into the horizon, and it's morphed into like a 18th century sailing ship of some sort, and it was So there was, I don't know if I can present it.
Oh, I've got something to tell you about chat base in a minute. Sorry.
Right. Okay. So we've got the cast here as well. You can change, and you can change the appearance of your cast. And admittedly, I've used theirs rather than uploading them because we were doing it quite quickly when I first started it. But I think it's worth having a look at. And the only,
have you had to pay?
it's not much. It's you get a free month at the moment. There's if I generate a script, I'll see if it lets me. I think I might have used my I think I used these all on my free month. Right. I suppose you could create a new script, but if you click on cast, oh, it's got to. It's not letting me look at cast without going through the rigmarole. So so it asks you for a style, so you can have real life or animation, comic book, cinematic, sketch, but I'm leaving it as it is. And then there you go. So it's $19 a month is there. I've used up. It does give you free a free month to try it, and so many credits. But and I've used mine up, so it's not going to let me go in again and create one. But those are the prices.
Just roughly speaking, in your free month, in minutes, how many minutes have you been able to conjure up before it's gone, that's your lot?
I don't think I had. I managed to create quite a few storyboards. I've done 5 storyboards, and it's.
Did you turn any of them into something afterwards, or how does it?
No, I was just trying. I never got the time to actually do this, so it's this is. I think I just keyed in that, oh, someone's been tried for witchcraft. I think I keyed in my own words. Woman's been tried for witchcraft and she gets rescued, by a lover. It was in a medieval village, something like that. So it's but it did it didn't do too badly because it produces the scenes to start with that you can edit. If you got a bit of time to do it. Whereas sort of obviously I was doing it live on here, so I think it's so I'll stop that for now. But it's I think it's hi Dave. So it's yeah. So it's worth looking at if you've got something that you need a storyboard for as well. So I think it's that one was quite good. That's why I just brought that one. I brought that one back from the archive. And Dave, do you want to quickly tell us what you do? But you're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. So I wouldn't join on audio straight away. That looks interesting. That Catalyst. I just came in towards the end of that.
Okay. It's Katalist.ai, but
yeah. Nice. Yeah. So very briefly, then I'm a career coach. I help people find work they love doing. That supports the lifestyle they want. I work with adults. I work with young people. That's what drives me, is helping people get work they actually enjoy doing, so they can go to work with a smile on their face.
Okay.
I think that's enough from me. But I just want to quickly say thank you to Ian for the messages you sent me after yesterday's peppercorn, and I will respond to them later.
Cool. Perfect. Thanks, Dave. Right. Another one that we've that we covered only a couple of months ago was AI Cardo or iCardo, I think it's a play on avocado, and quite liked it, but it was a little bit expensive. But they've completely changed their payment model now to a pay-as-you-go. So you buy credits. You get, if someone uses the chatbot, you get it's sort of 1 credit. Let me just I'll share just to remember. You can put all sorts of things on your website. So all of these models can be put on your website, and then obviously if it's free, you know, and it's not behind a paywall or something, or a membership site, it could get abused, I guess. But there's it's got quite a lot of stuff. The price base swap, it's got an AI chatbot, you know, like just like this, and it's quite customizable. And you can also have like a full page chat as well if you want to. You can train it with your own stuff, or you can get it to access other things. There's the QR code generator, I imagine, would be quite popular on a website, and there's speech to text. These are obviously all going to cost a certain number of credits, so they're so you do have to be a little bit careful. I know the chat is quite reasonably priced, and if you've got base swap, I don't know what. Let's just see. Okay, so a face swap, which we looked at on a different website. This is the theory. So you've got Elon Musk, you've got whoever that guy is, and it replaces his face with his face. Now there is another one that would have been used, but you could put that on your website, and it says 100 credits is approximately 60 outputs. So that's not bad, because the credits, the most you pay for a credit is 2 cents. On your first purchase is 1 cent, but if you buy $150 worth, it's 3/4 cent. So it's kind of a you know, if you didn't have, unless you got like mass market using your stuff. So if I look at my embed here, so I created 2. I created a chatbot that I'm not using, but it's quite easy to create. Tells you what it's going to look like. You can change the styling. You can upload. I've uploaded some data in there to try it out earlier. It gives you the embed codes to put it onto your website. You can you've got the choice of embedding it into a page or having the bubble on the top right, on the bottom left. So yeah, so it's all quite I think that's quite neat. Where was I going? And the other one I created was open it up, was creating a QR code. So again, it's in September. So it's you can choose the number of outputs. I would probably make it 1, and then
You gotta love how pervy the Japanese are.
anime girl, blue hair, yeah. I changed that to a load of peppercorns and bits, and this frame can be on your website. So they're going to do it because I only revived it this morning. Okay, perhaps that doesn't actually run on here at the moment. I've got to put it onto my tells you what it looks like on there. It's a shame I can't run it and take my credits. Every time you log in, if you log into this every day, it gives you 10 credits, and they're cumulative. So I think it's I don't think it's going to do it on here. So, and I'm not going to go through and put it on my website because it'll take too long. But you can get those. You can get you can just stick this in the header or the footer. But I mean, they say put it in the header. So it's just a little bit of script that calls in your features there. So if you wanted any of those features on your website, it's relatively easy. And it's now it's, if nobody uses it, you won't get charged. So you could have if you got like a members only section or something like that, then I think that would be I think I might use the QR code generator or something like that, because I think that's and you could make it like a member benefit, so someone who's a member who logs in can then access that facility. So I think that's quite good. And people,
you know, the face swap.
Yeah.
Could you then, once you face swap, change the characters in the Katalist to be all effectively you in slight variants?
I guess so.
Because you know I'm a silly pellet, right?
Yeah.
So I can get away with murder if I was creating something. There's no rule that, you know, when you play the character of Ian Genius, you're allowed to do anything. So I could literally have a comic strip where everyone was male and female, had some variant of my face, just to add to the hilarity.
That's just dystopian.
Well, the other one that was, I mean, if you just want to use it online and not have it embedded in your website, then there's one called Remaker.ai, and they've got a face swap, and again you get free credits by logging in every day, and we quite like that when we used it. It was quite amusing. So
yeah, I did a face swap on for me, and it came up with somebody who looked just like I did when I was 25. You know, I was all slim and my boobs. I was just, oh my god, that was me. That's what I looked like. I was 25. It's hauntingly weird.
Yeah. So that was a good one, and I did quite a few of me doing in different. Me as Donald Trump, which is my Blue Sky. If anybody uses Blue Sky, it's my Blue Sky face. It's the Donald, and I'm a kind of a version of my face.
Oh, it's the David then, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Can I get it? I'm not sure if I can share. Can I share my whole desktop?
Can I just ask one question? So my PC is slow. So when you generate these things, is it relying on your computer to do the computations, or is it using some mainframe in cyberspace to do the calculations to produce these videos?
Cloud-based.
This was in you?
It's cloud. It's not
cloud. Okay, so it doesn't matter how crappy my PC is.
No, it does all the work remotely.
Okay.
No.
You see that? That's me as the Donald.
The Donald.
Brilliant.
Sort of.
Really creepy.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So
and which one was that again you used?
That's Remaker.ai. So it's
do you want to have a look at this chat base update that I've just discovered?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Hang on.
You should be able to.
Yeah. What do I want? Okay. Oh, it's that one. Yeah. Sorry, let me just jump on my screen so I can. Right, so I got two chatbots now. I've got Amy who does all my support in the background, and I've got Ada who does the foreground. funny enough, the name Ada is actually translates to helpful, which is quite cool. So here you go. I've just been uploading all my stuff about the website and everything, but they've just updated the actions button, and now you can do things like integrate Calendly and stuff like that. So I need to integrate Calendly, so connect it. Connected, that's fine. Go back to actions, create an action. This will interest you, Ian. Select an event. So this one is a demo because this is the front end one, and save. And then over here, I say book a demo. I mean, there's a big button at the top that says book a demo, but it says I found available slots when you're interested. Go next Monday. I found slots for Monday the 25th. You know, you can book the demo with Steffi following this link. There you go. Just click the link and it takes me straight to Monday the 25th and offers me whatever. There you go. You just fill it out. Yeah. So that's really useful. Although I've got links that says, you know, how do you book a demo? It just points it at Calendly. This one actually gets a bit more specific and says, do you want to book a demo when you're free? And then gives you some slots and stuff like that. So I just found that really, really interesting. I thought that might be useful. There are other actions. You can build a form. You can link to Slack and whatever cal.com is, which I thought was really cool. So there you go. That's all I wanted to show you. I thought Ian might appreciate that.
Yeah, brilliant. There was do you want some more creepy ones?
Yeah, so Amy books a video sport called Ada Books a Demo. That's what I've done with the calendar link.
Okay.
Is that Elon David?
That's Elon David, yes. Yeah. So there was which was even more creepy. That was me beating Trump in some way. I was replaced by somebody else. I quite like that one.
Media mogul.
I don't know who that one is. No, these was something else. I think I was trying to create huge spiders for someone. Oh, that's me as a cricketer.
They would be great for social media type posts because they get people to take notice of them, won't they?
Yeah. And then there's hold on, Captain Kremen. Captain Kremen. I was trying to do Captain Kremen, the old Kenny Everett thing, and it produced that.
Yeah.
The uniforms are the wrong era for that ship, though, isn't it?
There you go, Star Trek.
Yeah.
We've seen these before. White Walker, Viking. I quite like that one. I quite fancy myself as a Viking.
Yeah. Good.
So there you go, Ian. You got a few ideas there.
Yeah.
So they were all done with Remaker. So it's you just get a picture. You can generate an image from ChatGPT and then put your face in it. You know, because if you're that way inclined, if you use Grok, which is another AI, the only way you can use Grok, just Google it. But if you've got a Twitter account, you can use it via Twitter. But you got to have a premium account, which is £8 a month. But it's got no filter on. You can, if you tried to do Donald Trump and Kamala Harris kissing by a pool or something,
it would do it.
ChatGPT will say it's inappropriate. Grok will say, "Yeah, no problem. Here, go."
Does anything exist, or do you think it might exist? So you've got your Remaker and you've got your Katalist and you've got all these different things, but obviously that's a lot of monthly outgoings potentially.
Using them all, yeah.
Do you think there'll be like someone will find a way to club them all together, like Just Eat, where you just literally pay and you get access to all of them, rather than having, because every week you must have 5 more accounts every week or something.
Yeah. Well, it's some of those things we're revisiting, but yeah, but then you got to work out what's useful to you, you know, because I mean, some of these things I regard as toys, you know. So I've used the freebie version, and I think that's great. Remaker you can use for free because you can just log in every day and get a free 5 free credits.
Oh, that is good.
And,
Did you say a picture is 1 credit? Is it?
yeah.
Yeah, you could
But I'm
get
just
away
looking
with
at
that.
Remaker for 150 credits. It's $3.
Yeah.
So it's dirt cheap,
Yeah.
and you don't have to pay a monthly sub.
No, that's right. So
But
it's
yes, to answer your question, I think as Steffi would probably say, I imagine, yes, you'll have people pulling stuff in via APIs, making it accessible that way, won't they?
Yeah, that's
Easiest
right.
way of doing it.
That's what you do, isn't it? Yeah.
Always use
It's
an
available, because there are things that are available via API. So I was looking at one called Parafact, which I'm not going to demo. It's one that fact checks as you're writing, so it's and if you've got an API, you can use it with your other programs as well. But it's it just fact checks your content as you're writing it. Whereas you can, I mean, until yesterday, I would have always used Perplexity to fact check, but you got to be wary sort of whatever you're doing. But you can, generally speaking, if I created something on ChatGPT that had some data in it in a blog, I was using an example a few months ago of motorcycle thefts for a blog I was writing for an insurance broker, and it said that the motorcycle thefts have gone up every year since 2012. I put that into Perplexity and said, "Is this true?" I just pasted the whole blog and said, "Is this true?" And it said, "No, it's not. It was true up till 2022, but the last 2 years, the rate's actually fallen." So that gave me those extra facts, because it was using Perplexity used live data. ChatGPT does access the web now, but it's got cutoffs and things that made it, at that time it was 2022, so the data I got was slightly out of date. So it is worth fact checking if you've got data. If it hasn't, then it doesn't matter. If you're doing like sort of wire leaves green or something, that's not going to change. So it's so yeah. So there's 2 more things I wanted to do. One is a fun thing, and one that I think might be useful. Let's do the useful thing first, and then we just fart around with the fun thing at the end. This is changed as well. It's been upgraded. It's one we've used before as well, and it's Wisdom Plan, which is, I thought, again, might be useful for Ian or maybe Dave, I don't know. But it's a way you can create a course of anything you like. It'll create it for you. You can do an online course that you can then upload to your website. So and it does it in seconds. So if you're doing Welcome to Wisdom Plan, each plan is 1 point. It gives you so many points to start with. I think it gives you 3 points because I've created 1. I've got 2 points left, and then you buy I don't know how much it is. I can't remember now. It's not serious. Okay, $7.99 a year or $9.99 a month will get you 8 points every month. So you could create 8 courses. So say if I did let's create a new plan. Let's just let it generate it for me. How to be a great salesperson. There you go. And that's my goal. Starting from experience. Next, reference, visual learning, project, learning by doing, article, blog, online gems. So you got a choice of learning resources. Let's do video. It's probably going to give me a load of YouTube videos. Do you have, how many hours can you spend on this plan each week? we'll say 20, and name your learning plan. Be a great salesman, and then we just generate it. Okay, so it says it's going to take 3 minutes to generate it, which is so here we're seeing the progress. I'm not sure what that. I'm not sure if we've got to sell paintings.
It's a bit of a derelict cottage, isn't it?
Yeah, looks like a constable picture of some sort.
Yeah, there's a tree grown out of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know if you can ask it to find only data that's more recent? So only use resources from past year?
I think you can actually. Yes, you can. Because this is one. This is a demo I created.
Can you then download that, David, and put it up onto other learning platforms?
Yeah, you can share it. As I understood it previously, I thought you could.
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't know if it's quite a while since we first looked at it, so so you can certainly share it, and then you could steal it actually. If you had a hard morning's work, you could just steal the stuff because it's using you can just whiz through and copy and paste everything. But it's learning, basic operations, file management, software installation. So it's gone right. I think I just start from a complete noddy, to being a PHP genius. So it's Windows 10 again. I think that's probably a bit out of date. Understanding it's basically fished out a load of YouTube videos, but you can have it as a text, as a text one. Where am I? I'm gonna go back to my okay, that's still going, but okay, so I'll leave it there, otherwise we'll just spend the next 10 minutes just looking at this slowly creep across. I think it's taking longer than 3 minutes, but anyway, if someone's got a need to create plans, it's plans for an online course, it would probably just give you ideas and titles and things, if nothing else, so it's
Things you could create, like I did one to create a basic we looked at this in June, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
a basic Google Ads setup on a budget. So anyone could do that. So if like thinking about Ian's business, right? So he's probably wants certain types of customers, but at the same time, there might be people who want a course on how to do sales on a very small budget or something, just as a lead in.
Yeah, because you can obviously you can edit it and add in lessons and take others away. I just made this one. It's got 38 lessons in it, and it's there. So you can make it mini courses with like 6 things or something. So I think it's there. Okay, and the right. That's.
Can I show you something quite repugnant?
You can.
Can I share?
Do we need to stop the recording?
Yeah, and get your vomiting bowls very close. But I think you'll enjoy it.
Go on then.
It's not. It is. So let me just see. Look. Can you see it? Yeah. That is the love child of David Harris and Ian Genius. That's your picture from about a week ago, David. I don't know if that's your lounge or something, but that was your picture with my face subbed on top of it.
Oh yeah. That was a pub or a hotel, I think it was.
Yeah.
So it was. It was. So that was yeah.
This was just so you can just. I'm not. Where are we?
Very good. Okay.
Yeah. So this was the original. That was your little original picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. I was just having a little play around behind the scenes. It's a great little. I was with the remake, and I've already created a Hulk Hogan me and a Christopher Reeve Superman me. So I'll be prattling around like one with that now.
It is fun, Remaker, I must admit, and you can, like, for social media posts and things where you're trying to grab attention, then
Yeah.
I think it's good. So I think it's a good. The last thing quickly that I'm going to share with you is again something else that they've just put out, version 4. This is Suno. You can create music, you can create your own music, and some of it's quite. I was just rooting around earlier. This is they've got version 4, which is supposed to be crisper, and it creates the lyrics. You can create anything; it'll create lyrics and music. So these are just some samples that are on their front page. Wake up and it's in French. Wake up and roll your joint, by the way, if anyone's interested in the French. And
Is it still playing?
yeah, it's playing a new one, but I don't like that one.
Oh.
Voice in my head, where do I begin? Thought I left you in the past, but here you are. Lost in the dark, yeah, you're never far. This is a funky jazz, funky groovy bass. So you get a bunch of free credits to start. You can you just create, and then you just specify in words what it is you want. What did we do before? It was what was it? Steampunk record, steampunk track about trains.
No.
There's and off it'll go, and it will create some samples for me. It's going to take too long. I'm gonna oh, it's using 3.5. I don't know. Oh shit, could have. Okay, you've got to upgrade to you've got to have the paid version to get 4. But has it actually done something already?
The words are pretty good. Can't hear it, David. The nature of Zoom audio, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, is it? Yeah. I suppose I need to I could share the audio as well, couldn't I? But there's no point now because we're.
I think I don't know whether the option's still there for studio audio. I can't remember how.
Yeah, I think there is definitely an audio version to share.
Yeah, but I think you have to give it a separate feed or something.
Yeah. So and it's advanced computer audio. So and then if I go to the picture of a child, ghosts and goggles ready for the skit. See whistles echo in the dark. Like that sort of thing. They're gonna wait to play it.
Music to smash your house up by.
Okay.
I really hate music.
Cool. Bomba. Hardcore techno speed. And we're all way too old to listen to that sort of thing. So,
That's actually, ironically, that one you just played is my second favourite song of all times. Second favourite. Ask me what my first favourite song is.
what's your first favourite?
Every other song in history is tied in first place.
Yeah, Bomba. So anyway, if you want to create some music, get to suno.com.
Brilliant meeting again. Loved it. I've already got about 3 things behind the scenes to be playing around with. Going to go on that Katalist. So that looks a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for coming along, everyone.
Thank you.
Well, I will. I'm going to stop the recording.